Welcome to the Growth Pod. Today, we're checking in one-on-one to explore the power of marketing MVPs. I'm your host, Angela Frank. I'm a founder and fractional CMO with a track record of generating multi-million-dollar revenue for clients. In 2022, I founded the Growth Directive, a marketing consultancy that helps brands generate sustainable revenue through marketing. On the Growth Pod, I, along with some of the coolest experts in business, share tips designed to help you build a business you love. So if you're like me and you love learning about how to grow your business more efficiently, you've come to the right place. So what are MVPs? If you're not entrenched in startup culture, this may be a new concept to you, but it simply means minimum viable product. It's the concept that if you're launching something, you should launch with the most simple or minimal version of the product and then work to improve it over time, incorporating customer feedback to make your product even better than you thought it could be. And today, I want to talk about using this concept of the MVP and explore how we can apply it to what we're doing when marketing our businesses. I think it's really easy to fall into this trap of, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here are all of the things that I need to make it perfect. And oh no, now I'm overwhelmed, or I'm going to procrastinate by working on something easier or more menial and avoid this altogether. So to take a real life example, maybe you listened to our episode with Tanya Brody about why you need to be emailing your lists more often. And then after that, you listened to Sean Tepper's episode where he mentioned that his nurture sequence is like super long. And so now you're thinking, okay, we need to be emailing our lists more and we need a welcome sequence. And I want it to be really long because that's working for Sean. And I think it could work for us too. And so you start mapping everything out. And not only is there copywriting, but there's automation. And are you going to do this? Or who on your team can help with this? And now there's meetings and opinions from your team. And now it's a whole thing. And that's really just using email as an example, but it's easy to see how ads, SEO, website updates, or really whatever marketing you've got on your plate, it could just as easily be swapped in for email in that example. So instead, what I want you to do is think about your marketing, anything you're launching, or when you're updating your existing marketing ecosystem. I want you to start with this concept of the MVP. Going back to the email example, maybe your goal is to increase your frequency, but also you want to set up a welcome sequence. That's a pretty great goal. And let's say currently you're emailing your list once a month and you have no email sequence. So if your goal is to increase your frequency and you're emailing your list once a month, it would be a huge win just to start emailing your list twice a month or every other week. And then after that feels comfortable, you could step it up to once a week and eventually twice per week or every day or whatever seems to work best for your audience. And the same thing with your welcome sequence. Maybe start by automating just one email. So when somebody joins your list, they receive a, hey, welcome to the list. This is what you can expect. And then next time you sit down to write your newsletter, maybe you decide you want to add a second step to your welcome sequence. The next week, the third step. And I think this is the exact opposite of what most people recommend, which is batch working. You hear a lot online, oh, I sat down and wrote all of my emails for the entire year. And you're like, wow, I'd love to have all my emails written for the entire year. That sounds really cool. And so I think it can really easily become this huge task in your head where now instead of just getting something done, which would take 10 or 15 minutes, which is write an email and then a couple weeks later write another email, now you need a whole day, 4 or 5 hours to sit down and write all of your emails for the year. And here's the thing, batch working is great. Maybe in January you have that time and you want to get all your emails written. That's awesome. But what you've got to do before you start batch working is understand what works for your business. That is the most important thing to know before you sit down to batch something. And it could be your emails, your ad creative, social posts, whatever. You shouldn't be batching at the start when you're launching something new. So instead, when you use this model of the MVP, not only can you launch quicker, but once you launch, you're able to get learnings quicker. And then you're able to use that feedback from your learnings to start improving your marketing quicker. So if you go from 1 email a month to 2 a month, well, now you have double your learning and you can start testing and iterating. And then when you double that and you go to once a week, your learnings are through the roof. And because you haven't sat down to batch your content in advance, you're able to take, and now the next time you sit down to write an email, you can take everything you've learned and make it better. And the same with social posts, everything that I mentioned earlier. And so this continual feedback creates a flywheel that actually helps your business surpass your competitors. It's like what Michelle McCarthy was saying when she was talking about the need to put in the work on your personal brand up front. She mentioned that it seems like putting in all of this work takes longer, but actually you're able to slingshot past your competition after you've taken the time to get things right. And the exact same goes for anything you're doing in your marketing, not just building a personal brand. If you take the time to really tinker, experiment, and learn what works for your brand from the start, you're able to actually implement the things that you're learning and build a much stronger marketing ecosystem for your business and surpass your competitors. And since we've been talking a lot about building an email list, I'd love to remind you that you can always join mine by clicking the link in the description. I send out business building tips every week, as well as a podcast roundup, so you don't miss a single episode. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Growth Pod. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey, Angela here. My new book just came out and I want you to have it for free. The book is called Your Marketing Ecosystem: How Brands Can Market Less and Sell More. In the book, I break down the exact system I use to help my clients significantly reduce acquisition costs, improve their ad efficiency, find new high growth marketing channels, and most importantly, create profitable marketing strategies. So, if you're a small business owner looking to cut through the noise and invest in high impact marketing channels, or a medium to large organization who wants to understand why your marketing is underperforming and how you can create a profitable marketing strategy, this book is for you. The strategies in this book have changed the profitability of my clients' marketing strategies, and I know they can do the same for you. To start implementing them in your business today for free, visit yourbrandevolved.com/free book. When you get the book, you're not only getting the exact roadmap that I use to create profitable ecosystems, but you're also getting access to the resource portal that I've put together as an exclusive gift for readers of the book. The portal has swipe files, tool and tech recommendations, and other resources designed to help you create a profitable marketing strategy. There's absolutely no cost for those resources. You get access to them when you get the book. So what are you waiting for? Visit yourbrandevolved.com/free book and get your copy today for free.